Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are talking about all of my top shelf items. So if you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I briefly mentioned this before that I have a top shelf of items that I need access to quickly because either I use them every day or they're also items that I need to be testing out so I can get some thoughts around it for you, or they're just things that I love. Also, they are probably my more expensive items because I feel like if I've spent that much on them, I really need to be using them. So you'll see some things that you know I use over and over already, but you'll also see some things that I haven't really talked about because I'm still testing them out. So this is it. I did talk about this briefly during my Sephora recommendations video simply because there are some items in here that you can get at Sephora, and if you could get them at a discounted price, that's even better. What I will do is I will go through these one by one and tell you what they are and give you my thoughts on them, kind of where I am in terms of why I have them where they are in my collection being on the top shelf. Starting with Clé de Peau. So Clé de Peau is one of my favorite brands, if you don't already know that, because they combine skincare and makeup together. I always feel like if you're putting something on your face all day long, it might as well be working on your skin. So this is the Radiant Fluid Foundation. It is my favorite year-round foundation. Now, the foundation is very beautiful, but I love that more for the winter. So I wear 040 in this, and it has SPF 24. I will swatch everything for you, of course. But someone asked me, is this radiant? So it depends on your definition of radiance. To me, it is radiant because it just is a your skin but better kind of finish. It looks very much like skin. It does not look like you're wearing too much makeup, but it just enhances your skin, and it looks like that same type of radiance that skin gives off. So it's not sparkly or anything like that. So this is in here because it is my, when I have a special event to go to, then I will wear this because I know it will always look good. This is by Tom Ford. I just talked about this Traceless Foundation Stick. Excellent for travel. It's in here because it's another one of those, when I need my skin to look really nice, I will wear this foundation. It's different from this in that it's a little bit heavier though. Heavy is not the right word. It's just a little bit more intense in terms of its coverage than this. This is very like light to medium coverage for me. This is more of like a medium coverage. You can sheer it out as much as you want, but you can get pretty intense with this if you need it to be. So that's a really great one. Then I've got my Clé de Peau Sheer Fluid Veil. This is in no particular order. I'm just kind of going left to right. This is a broad spectrum SPF 21, and it's a nice radiant kind of primer for the foundation, so I will wear this in conjunction with this. It just enhances the way this foundation looks, so I will wear these together. Really nice. So I do put it up here because I do need to remember to use it, because I feel like these two are so special that I don't wear them as much, but then I don't want them to never be used either. So if I put them away and I don't see them, I might forget that they're there. This is the Tom Ford Waterproof Foundation Concealer, and honestly, I probably don't need this one in here anymore because the Charlotte Tilbury kind of has taken over in terms of how I use this. So this says Waterproof Foundation and Concealer in 7 Tawny, and it's a great color match. I use this mostly as a concealer for my darker areas, but ever since I got this one, I've been kind of using it. It's the Airbrush Flawless Foundation in 7 Warm. So 7, whatever the brand is, seems to be like where I hover around. And this kind of does the same job as this. So I use it to cover more as a liquid type concealer than a full foundation. Now that I've said that, I will cut this in terms of its density with the Laura Mercier, this Tinted Moisturizer Illuminating. I will blend these together and wear them, which is what I have on now. I don't use this as a full foundation. The only time I think I would use this is if I was going to be photographed or was going to be on like camera for any reason, which is not like something that usually happens, but I will wear it for videos. So that's a really great one for me. So it's only if you want some really serious coverage would you get that foundation. I also have another favorite foundation, the Giorgio Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. This one is also very skin-like, very beautiful in 7.5. It is very silky going on, luminous as it says. So Luminous Silk Foundation I think is the perfect name for this. I really enjoy using that too. It reminds me a lot of this one. This one's a little bit different in shade though. I'll try and swatch all of my foundations next to each other so you can kind of see a comparison as I go through, which leads me to think I should probably talk about all of my foundations. And there's only really one more in here, which is this one. So I haven't really tested this out, and that's why it's sitting in here. It's been so hot, and this is not the best formula for hot weather. And it also looks like this is 040 as well, but it looks like really cool tone for my skin. Yeah, it's not warm at all. So this might be a really good time for me, but look, I kind of dug into it quite a bit here, trying to test it out. I was not thrilled with it at first. So I was trying to give it a chance and maybe let my skin adapt to this cooler weather and see if that had anything to do with it. But I just was like, wow, that's almost $100 for this, and I wasn't getting amazing results. So I'm just really testing out before I can give you some thoughts. In fact, I stopped using it, and I'm going to try using it again just to pick up where I left off to see where we are with that. Then I will show you a demo and complete review. There was also a question from you regarding this against, not the Radiant Fluid foundation, but I think there's a different foundation. But I have a sample for that, so I will test this side by side with the one that you were asking me about, just to give you my thorough thoughts on it. Moving along, this is going to be a long video. There are, I'm not even sure how many products are here, but somewhere between 50 and 75 maybe, so sit tight, we'll be here for a bit. Let's see if I can talk faster, okay? We have eyebrow products. You know, I love this Wonder Brow. I think this is my one non-luxury product here just because it's such a staple. It's the only way I can get my brows in the shape that they're in and to stay all day without wiping them off. So this is the Black Brown, really great product. I've used this many times in videos. Followed by the Dior Show Pump and Brow in 002. It's my favorite brow gel, keeps everything in place. Then I've got Just to Refine. It's the little hairs here and then sometimes up on top, and also towards the end I'll add, just extend this a little bit further out with the Dior Show Brow Styler in 002 as well. Great spoolie on the end of that. Just the best coloring for my hair, which is cool. So I like everything pretty much warm toned except for my eyebrow products, which are cool toned. That really is the only thing, and sculpting powder. Those are the things that I like to be cool toned. Then Everyday Eyes, I just talked about this one. I've talked about it a couple times actually. It's the Sisley Fido Eye Twist in 11. I just do that all over my lid and then underneath, and then some mascara, and that's pretty much it for my daily because I don't have that much time to get ready in the morning. Followed by, I have some Laura Mercier eye sticks, the little ones, but I haven't used them yet. That's why they sit in here, because if I don't look at them, I won't use them. The ones that came in that little gift set, I have, what shade is this? Magnetic Pink, I have Metallic Taupe, and I have Intense Amethyst. These three are sitting in here because I want to put a look together using these. I'm gonna drop everything. I have also Intense Moonlight. So I have these three. I'm not going to use this pink one though, because I already know my eyes get irritated with the pink. So I'll put a look together using these three though. I love using eyeshadow sticks. They're like crayons. They're so easy to use. You don't need a brush. Going on to lots of Victoria Beckham. So still trying to work out this, almost dropped it. Still trying to work out this lip stain. So that's why it's sitting in there. I've got to really get a handle on this and how much I really decide if I don't like it or not. Yeah, I feel like I've got to give that a fair chance, because when I first put it on, I did not like it. But then I asked my husband, he thought it looked good, so I don't know. And then I've got her eye pencils. I've got Bordeaux, which I just love. I love this one. The performance of her eyeliners is really good, but her color selection is limited. So she has that one. She has a black one, which I have not yet picked up. And then she also has this bronze one, which is more like antique gold on me. If you looked at the antique gold color. It's kind of greenish. It's kind of greenish on me. I actually have it in the waterline now. And then I have her 02 lip pencil, which is another thing that even if I saw it in person and swatched it on my arm, I'd probably still pick it up. But once I put it on my lips, it was kind of gray almost. So lip liner is tough for me because I already have pigmentation to my lips. And if anything, it's going to probably be lighter than my lip color. Actually, I try to get one that's lighter to even out my skin tone. And you know that you can do that with concealer, but I like to do that with a lip liner as well. So I just have that in there to see if it'll work with anything else right now. Another lip liner that I have is this Lip Cheat Pillow Talk by Charlotte Tilbury. This one's very nice. So I would recommend this if you're looking for something like a lighter, peachier tone and you have pigment to your lips and you kind of want to just even it out first and then add this on. That's really nice. And then another lip liner that's new to me is, did I put it in here? Oh, I did. The Patrick Ta one in She's Humble? She's Humble. This is a really beautiful lip liner as well, which has gotten added to my top shelf because it's new and also because I loved it right off the bat. I thought, yeah, this is what I'm looking for, something with a peachier, lighter tone to it, so I can kind of even out my skin tone before I add lipstick or a lip gloss. Should we go through lip products so they're all kind of, yeah, let's do that, because I have lots of other things. Then I have my Clé de Peau lip products. This one's Sweet as Candy. I still love this one. It's a nice bright color, and I'm glad that I keep it in my bag because I use it when it's in my bag. So that's another good way to, actually, I'm just twisting it to see how much I have left. That's a good way to use up products. If you have lip products especially, is to carry them in your bag because you will use them. That's nice and hydrating and gives a really nice wash of color. Let's say nice some more, okay? And then more Clé de Peau. So I've got these two from the summer. I picked these up. The one, it's the Rouge Liquid, oh, it's the Radiant Liquid Rouge in Matte in 105 Midnight Magic. Actually, I have that on now on top of some other products, but that's pretty. Then I've got this one in, it's the Radiant Liquid Rouge Shine in 1 Sepia or Sepia. This one's a great one to apply without a mirror because it's so close to my, that's not close to my lip color, but it is lighter, so it's not that obvious if you're outside the lines, and it's very hydrating. So it's like a really emollient lip gloss, and it's just really comfortable on the lips. I like carrying that one in my bag too. Really beautiful. Oh, and you helped me pick that one out, so thank you. You were voted on Instagram, so if you're not following me on Instagram, I often will ask you what you think before I purchase something because there's so many options and I don't buy the whole range usually. I'll just buy 1 or 2 colors just to test them out, and I often ask you for your input, so thank you. This is 103 Legend, my favorite red lip. It's just my favorite red lip. So some of you in the UK recently got Clé de Peau. I think it's in Harrods. So if you want to go down and check out their products, I would look at the list of things that I have here because I like all of them. Except maybe this, I can't say I love this yet, this cushion foundation thing. Is it a cushion foundation? It's a Radiant Cream to Powder Foundation, yeah. That's the only one that I'm like, I don't think I would recommend that yet. But this is a beautiful red. So if you're looking for a beautiful red, it's right in between warm and cool. It's not a cool red, it's not a blue-based red, and it's not like a poppy red, it's just right in between. So if you struggle with a red, I would look at this one. I don't really love red lips, but that one is beautiful on. Then, speaking of red, I've got the, and I have not worn this since I did the video, it looks really new, is the Giorgio Armani Rouge Matte 400. It's supposed to be a universal, it's supposed to be a universal red. It's nice, but I don't use it. But it's here because I need to use it. That's another reason it's in my top shelf. Another red, and this is more of a poppy red. This is by YSL. It's the Rouge Pour Couture 01. And it's the one that I got customized for me. So you can get things engraved. I don't know if it's online or you have to be somewhere, but I got Everyday Edit engraved on my lipstick. Oh gosh, my hair is a mess over here, sorry. So there's that. Also, I don't really use that one. I just like it because it's pretty, but it's on there. Okay, then we've got Gucci lipsticks. These have all been featured, I think, at some point. I've got 3 of them. I love the packaging. How beautiful is that? We've got Oddly Red, a warmer red. We've got another one called, it's in a berry color, Grand Hotel. It's way much, it's much cooler on me than it looks in this container or packaging. And then this is the one I've been wearing the most out of all of those, which doesn't look like something I would wear the most, but it is in May Coral. It's a more sheer formula. Ooh, look, I've done a good job of going through it. There's not that much left. So I use that one quite a bit just to kind of bring some life to my face when I've got all the rest of my makeup on and I want to add color. Sorry, I'm messing with hair. It looks weird on camera. Like this looks fuzzy over here, like a koala ears. I need that. I didn't bring my little hair pomade stick. That really helps. Okay, then for Tom Ford, I've got Spanish Pink. Now this one I use not alone because it's a little too pink on me, but I will layer it over things if I need to kind of brighten something up or lighten something up. 7th Sin, this is, I'm just smelling it, but it smells okay because I don't even think this is available anymore, but it was a beautiful coppery color that they used to have. I'll check if it's still available, but last time I looked, they didn't have it. I wish they did, it's so pretty. But I love copper lips, and if they don't look, sometimes they look too grainy almost, like you can see the particles, but they're not sparkly or shiny. I love that one. I'll have to see if it is available. And then, oh, where'd my other one go? Well, you know I love Indian Rose, so I must have taken it out. I love Indian Rose, so that is another one in there. And then Chantecaille, this is a great one. It's in Honey Pot, so if you want like a no makeup kind of look, this is really pretty. There's just a hint of warmth in there, so if you have a warm complexion like I do, it just comes across as like a healthy pink color. I like this one a lot. So 2 lip glosses. Oh, I need to pick this up. That just reminded me. This is the Unreal Lip Gloss by Hourglass in Ignite. A great peachy color with some shimmer in it. And then we have the one in Impact, which is a berry color, which I also think is really pretty. Great for fall. Okay, I have been talking a long time because the battery died. Okay, I did find the Tom Ford lipstick Indian Rose. Got a new idea. Just, if you want to pick a pretty lipstick, get this one. It's got, I think, one of the highest ratings of their colors, so there's a reason why. Back to Charlotte Tilbury, I've got a few of her lipsticks, and then I picked up recently Glowing Jen. I have that on now with the Patrick Ta lip liner, and also I have a little bit of something on. Oh, the Clé de Peau Midnight Magic, like I said. Next up we have these by Terry Brightening CC Serums. I picked these up last year, but they are good for 15 months, so we're still good to go on these. But I picked these little minis up for the holidays last year, and this one is in Sunny Flash, which I love, but it's a little bit cool tone for me. So I like adding this one to it. This one is in Apricot. Are they on here? Yeah, this one's in the apricot color. And then this one I don't use as much, but this one is, I don't know what it's called because I don't see the names. Anyway, I have these 3, so I try to use them up. I've used this one up more than the other ones though. So if I mix these 2 together, they're pretty though. So Clé de Peau. I love their concealers. That's the first thing that I bought from Clé de Peau. I picked this one up in Honey, and then my skin tone has changed a little. So Honey is actually quite yellowy on me now. I still use it, not as much though. So Mocha is actually a better concealer for me. So here they are side by side. Honey still works. So depending on the foundation I'm using, some have a little bit more yellow, like the Charlotte Tilbury 7 Warm has more of a yellow tone, so Honey works better with that. But say with like the Clé de Peau 040, I'm going to use Mocha because it's a little bit cooler toned. Then I love this, which is funny because I feel like And let's swatch them side by side. But I feel like this one, their pen, the Radiant Corrector for Eyes, which I use in other parts of my face. So I use it under the eyes, but I also use it in my darker areas just to kind of brighten it. And it works really well as a concealer. It's a little bit more liquidy though. It's also in Mocha. But when I use it, it doesn't remind me of the Mocha shade in the other one. But they say that's like the gateway to Clé de Peau are their concealers because they're that good. And so that's kind of how I discovered all the other stuff with Clé de Peau. The items that they offer are kind of narrow, so I feel like I can try a little bit of each of what they offer. I wish their range was wider. I know that the Radiant Fluid Foundation, they came out with 2 shades that were deeper, but I feel like this concealer, they need to expand the range on the concealer because it is very limited, but it is also very good. Then we've got, oh, I like this. This is the Miracle Worker Philosophy. I just use this to put on my lips as I'm getting ready, just to keep my lips hydrated before I put lipstick on. It's a really nice one. It came in like a pack of something else I bought. So that one's really great. More concealers. Again, I picked up the Magic Awake Liquid Concealer by Charlotte Tilbury recently. Again, this is the second time I purchased it in 7. And it has that, that love-hate relationship with the little applicator because it does a really great job of applying. Of applying, but it also is very messy. So you kind of gotta live with the mess if you want to get that sponge applicator on there. Then moving on, okay, we are moving along. Then I've got the Laura Mercier, 3 of them. You can tell I like this product and I'm like, I'm gonna find the right one. So I think I started out with Golden Radiance, then went to Warm Radiance, both too deep, and then went down even another one and got Bare Radiance. So we're kind of in the neighborhood, but I really feel like that even that lightest color would be good. So what I do is I mix them in, like I said, with foundations as well to kind of give that illuminating finish if that's what you like. So if your foundation is more like a solid foundation where there's no shimmer or anything in there, you can add that, which is what I did today, and it worked out really nicely, I think, because like I said, that Charlotte Tilbury foundation is just really heavy on me. This is also great. It's the Flawless Filter in 5. I haven't really used it since I got these other products, but it's also kind of a, what's the word I'm looking for? Blurring. It's a blurring kind of product. Nice and hydrating. I just haven't been pulling for it as much because I have these right now. Okay, we're getting somewhere. So I've done like the top half. This is sitting in there, this Color Science Color Corrector. I tried this under liquid foundation. It works really well, that peachy toned powder, and it stays in place, which again, I really appreciate about that. So it just needs to be a little bit deeper and I'd be much happier with it. Then we're going across. So we've got some Sisley, I've got one Sisley product here. This one I recently picked up. It's just so pretty. So if you were thinking about this and you're wondering, is it worth it? Do I need it? Is that different? Yes, it's different than anything else I have. Yes, it is an investment, but I also don't get the same result with anything else. So I will link Angela's video down for you if you want to see it before I make my video, because that's what convinced me to buy it, was seeing her put it on. So it is just very, very, I can't use any other word, but just pretty. That's not very descriptive, I know, but that's what it makes me think of. It's a wash of color that is a nice light shade. So if you have brown eyes sometimes, like a wash of color you can't really see, you can see that because there's shimmer to it, but also it's a nice warm color. It's not like a cool pink color. It's what's it called? Coral. Yeah, so it's going to have some warmth to it. Then we've got a bunch of Clé de Peau. So I've got my Clé de Peau blush. This is the warmest shade. I went back and looked, tried to see if there was something else I would like. There was not. So I really love this one. This one is in 3. It's great for a no makeup look, and you just look, and you just kind of pat it into your skin like that. Then I've got this Cream Solo in 308. It's like a nice shell color for all over your lid. I think that would be especially pretty if you have fair skin. Then we have another one, kind of the same idea. This one's in 305. It's just a little bit more apricot-y with a little bit of gold in there. I also have the black one. There's a black one? I think it's black. But I also have that, and I need to put it in here because I just unpacked it. but it's also pretty. And this is one of my favorite brownish colors, and it's in 309. So if you were thinking about this, I would get it because I think they added it to their collection. But that's one of my favorite. You can see I do use that a lot, just to pat on my eyes. It's one of those shades that enhances brown eyes. Then for palettes, I do keep this Guerlain in here, this terracotta, because I love their bronzers, and I also want to use this up. So I use this as a bronzer and less of a contour, because I think it's listed as a contour. I use this as a powder for the rest of my face, actually, not as a bronzer, because it's a little bit light, and you can't really see it if I use it as a bronzer. So I thought, let's just use it as a powder. So I've used it as a powder, and then these are pretty too, but I don't pull for those as much as I pull for these. Smells very much like their products. I also have the Film Star Bronze and Glow still sitting in here. This is in the shade medium dark. It looks really great when I have a tan. Doesn't look so great when I don't have a tan. I went and I looked at the other one, and I thought, that is way too cool for me. The bronzer thing, like this, is cool for me, but the other one was way cool. So I thought, no, I don't think the other one would work for me. But I looked at it, so that one sits in there for when I get more tan. Oh, also, this is great. I use this on the eye area. I use this for the crease. That's really great in the crease. Then we've got my other palettes, this NARS one. All of these blushes. Still using this, trying to figure out the best way to use it. Actually, I might use it with the some other things that are coming up. So I will have a video that's like products I haven't used on camera, because there are so many products I haven't used on camera here. Charlotte Tilbury. This one again, that's just pretty, lovely, everything but this blush, like this. I love this. I don't know what other blush. I don't know whether I'm not sure what other blush I would put in there, but that's my least favorite, but I love all of the other colors in there. Then we've got the Hourglass Ghost palette, still sitting in here because I bought it, and I will use it because I don't like to waste. So I probably would use everything but this one in here. I actually haven't been pulling for it because I've been pulling for other things, but I have it in here to remind me, use this, so that is in there. Really pretty though, just not my favorite colors. Speaking of Hourglass, this will always be in my top shelf. This is the Radiant Light in the Ambient Lighting Powder. I just cannot get enough of this. Oh, more koala ears going on here. Okay, there. Yeah, I cannot get enough of this. I use it every day. I get so many compliments on my skin when I'm wearing this, and I have to remind people, it is makeup, it's not my skin, it's makeup that is making it look this good. So I have that sitting in there, and I will be surprised if there's one day I don't have it in my top shelf. That is one of my top 5 products that I would never want to give up. This is one of them. Then we've got another finishing powder by Terry. So I will use it in this area especially. It just does a really nice job of lifting this area and giving some structure, because sometimes it gets so matte because I've got concealer and then I've got powder and then it looks kind of flat. And so I'll kind of dust this across my cheekbone area, and it just kind of doesn't highlight them, but it kind of illuminates them. I do have bone structure here as well as here. It's just sometimes you can't see because there's not any light reflecting because I put powder down. So this one takes care of that issue and kind of reverses the effect of having a powder right there. This is another one of those things that I would be surprised if I ever not use it. It's the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish into medium. This has so much color to it. So this is one of those things that if I use like something like this, Laura Mercier tinted moisturizer, and I illuminate, and then I put this on top, I almost don't need concealer. Almost don't need concealer, just almost. I still need a little, but we're gonna get there where I don't need concealer one of these days. And then of course we've got the Charlotte Tilbury color corrector into medium. This has been a game changer. I'll also put it on top of concealer sometimes. So depending on what foundation I'm using and kind of like how tan my skin is, sometimes the concealer isn't working well with my foundation, and sometimes I need to adjust the color. So I will actually put this on top of concealer too, just to kind of give that wash of color so it melds better with whatever foundation I have and whatever color I am at that point. I've just got a couple things more. Then I've got my Victoria Beckham Bricks Ooh, this one looks really pretty now that I'm holding up. I love that they're clean beauty and I love the packaging. Finally, whew, we've gone through a lot of stuff. Finally, Chantecaille. I still need to pick up that one in the rhinoceros color. Ooh, I think I just spotted a giant moth out there. Or not, maybe that's a leaf. Then we've got these two beautiful colors by Chantecaille. They're so pretty. This one is in a giraffe, this brown one here, and then this one's in lion in copper. It says, oh, did I call it gold? It's gold and copper. So you can even see them reflecting the light. Gosh, they're so pretty. These are really, really beautiful. So these are very exquisite shades. These are very much an investment, but worth it, kind of like the Sisley one is an investment, but worth it. So if you're someone who just uses eyeshadows and not collects them, I mean, these are great collectibles too, but these are excellent ones to use, to actually use. Now, if you are not a shimmery fan, but you just want a little bit of shimmer, I would get this one. But if you want shimmer with just a little bit more sparkle, then I would get the Chantecaille ones. So they are very different levels of shimmer, but this one, I think it's the most wearable of the three. So that is it. Yeah, so this is gonna be fun swatching everything. It's gonna take a while, but I have a little bit of time to do that. So those are my top shelf items. Those are the things that I'm loving, things I'm using every day and things I'm testing out. So if you have any top shelf items, things that you've invested in, that you are loving, that you are using every day, that we should know about, please let us know. I really appreciate learning from you because I know as much as I can about the things that I have, but I haven't tried everything. So I would love to know what you're using, what you're loving, because, you know, even though there's no more room for anything here, hopefully being in the top shelf, I will use them up so that I can replace it with something else. I know this is gonna be one of probably the longest videos I've ever done. So if you made it through the whole thing, why don't you leave me 3, are there koala bears? Since I've been talking about koala hair so much, let's see. There are no koala bears. Oh, there are koala bears. Oh, okay. So if you made it all the way through, leave me 3 koala bears because of the koala hair over here. And I would love to know who made it through because congratulations, that was a long video. I appreciate it. So if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Thanks.